arrived in New York City. Technically, I'm in Brooklyn right now. What's going on, guys? It's Karl, and as most of you know, I'm in NYC for Unpacked for the brand new Galaxy Note 9, and at the time that you guys are watching this video, that will technically be tomorrow for me at launch day. It is incredibly bright outside. Do not mind the shades indoors. You can actually probably see this giant window, which is right here in my hotel room. And I actually just came from a little sneak peek, my very first hands-on exclusive, just so I could get this video out for you on a launch day. Here are my thoughts on the brand new Note 9. Let's start off first with what we've seen on the teaser of Unpacked, and that was the S Pen in a yellow color. And that's because now, this year, the S Pen is in contrast or in alternating colorways. I did check out 3 colors that the phone is currently coming in. First off, the ocean blue, which is actually very similar to these shades. That was my personal favorite. That had the contrasting S Pen in yellow. We have lilac with a lighter purple pen. Unfortunately, that one is not coming to Canada, and the black with the darker pen. Those are the 3 that I checked out, and as I mentioned, I think the blue color is my personal favorite. The finish on the back, very similar actually to what we've seen in the past, and you can actually see here I've got my little NDA sticker, which I've got to take off my S9 Plus, but it will collect a few little fingerprints, a few scratches on the way, so just make sure you've got that protected, but out of the box, it does look very, very fresh. Let's go through some of the specs first, and in all honesty, the Note series is very similar now in form factor to, say, the S9 Plus. It just has, of course, the added benefit of the S Pen. It's got a 6.4-inch Super AMOLED screen. This, of course, is their Infinity display, which goes edge to edge. It is Quad HD, and I've said it before, I'm a huge fan of Samsung displays. They're large, they're vibrant, they're crispy, and very, very beautiful for all things media-related consumption. They can be slightly oversaturated. I'll, of course, have to test these against other devices, but from my first glance, it was a beauty screen to look at. Internally, we've upgraded to the latest silicone chipsets. We have the Snapdragon 845, and this time around, Samsung has upgraded or doubled their storage options. It now comes stock at 128 gigs. That one is 6 gigs of RAM, or you can get the 512 gig version with 8 gigs of RAM. A ton of storage to pick from, and you can still add a micro SD card to make it a behemoth and make it your main media consumption and main media device to store all of your files. They've also made some tweaks inside because they wanted to focus a bit on gaming here, and I know that mobile gaming is becoming the norm. I spend more and more time gaming on, say, my smartphone than my actual console. They still have the same water carbon cooling system, but now they have a thermal spreader, which is 3 times larger than before, and that should help out especially when you're playing some PUBG and, of course, Fortnite, which is coming first and exclusive to the Note 9. I think they've got it for a couple days before it gets released widespread across Android. This time around, they also have the largest battery that we've seen in a Note. It's 4,000 milliamps compared to the 3,900 from last year. I'm sure they've rigorously tested this guy. There should be no more mistakes on the horizon, so expect this guy to last you the entire day, whether you are gaming, whether you're using it for every single thing, multitasking. And there's also a new wireless charging dock that's coming August 10th, tomorrow. Can charge multiple devices too. A little bit about the S Pen. This isn't it. It's the first time the S Pen has Bluetooth connectivity built in, so you can actually set it to perform different sorts of functions. One of the little demos that I was playing around with was using it as a little remote to take selfies. So just have the camera propped up somewhere, take out the S Pen, plant the phone out there, and you can start taking selfies of yourself and even flip the camera around, double tapping on the S Pen. Of course, you can change those functions and kind of map out the buttons to whatever you would use the most and whatever you see fit. Hardware-wise, it still has the stereo AKG speakers, and if it's anything like the S9, which with my initial testing, it did sound good. I thought that was one of the low-key best features of this phone, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And speaking about the camera, we do have a few little upgrades, and it once again kind of shadows what we've seen in the S9. It of course still has the dual camera with dual optical image stabilization, and now coming to the Note 9 is the dual aperture mode. So now you can actively switch, and I believe that's from f1.5 to 2.4. Someone correct me down below in the comments. It's around there, so it will adjust depending how much light you have, and that does help out with low light performance. And I can guarantee you, while you're watching this, I am testing out the camera in NYC, so expect the full camera review dropping very soon. And the new feature that they've added to the Note 9, which should theoretically make it better than the S9, is the new AI chipset, or the new AI algorithm. We've seen it before in other phones, but essentially the AI software will know what you're taking a photo of, whether it's food, pets, the beach, and it will enhance and optimally make that photo better by doing small little tweaks to the contrast, the saturation, all that good stuff that maybe you and I don't have time to manually do every time. Once again, stay posted to that camera review. It still has all the goodies like wireless charging, the good old headphone jack, and of course is still IP68 certified, which means it should survive most dust and water storms, including the one I was in the other day. But that is my thoughts and first look and opinions at the brand new Galaxy Note 9. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what other footage that you want to see and what other coverage you want to see of the Note 9 down below in the comments, and I will catch the rest of you in one of my next episodes or in one of my vlogs. Peace! It's still super bright outside.